Hey everyone, it's your boy Zero, and I'm here with
Patrick McAvina. I'm one of the developers at Moving Pieces Interactive. Today we're showcasing Shoulders of Giants.
Yes, Shoulders of Giants. I remember walking by it earlier today and thinking to myself, is that a frog? Is that a frog in a mech suit? That looks amazing. Could you tell us more about Shoulders of Giants and what it's about?
Sure, so Shoulders of Giants is a 3D action roguelike where you simultaneously control two characters at once. One is a powerful sword-wielding mech. Perched atop his shoulders is a sharpshooting space frog. You scavenge for an arsenal of abilities and use them to restore light to the universe. It supports up to 4-player co-op online. In addition to single player, it's coming out on Xbox and PC.
Excellent. Exciting. So when I first started the game, I saw that there were multiple options for mech suits in different colors. Could you expand on that? Like, what weaponry do the mechs contain?
Yeah, so like in this particular demo, we went ahead and just like gave people a different choice to kind of like show the different flavors of weapons and stuff that's going to be in the game. In the actual game, there's going to be a plethora of different weapons, and we also, the different like outfits you saw, we actually call those cores. So we have a ton of different cores that are in the game. They actually all have their own unique abilities. For example, I have a racer core, so that's going to give me a 2x speed boost, like whenever I run for more than 3 seconds. We have another core, we call the cyber core. It's going to put a turret on your shoulder that auto-fires. So they're not just cosmetic, but they also have really cool gameplay effects that happen as well. There's tons of different weapons for both the frog and robot, and we want them to really change the way you play the game, and that's our goal with the diversity that we have of them.
I could tell. I mean, the game works really well. And it's funny, I didn't have to look up the controls other than inverting the Y-axis, because that's how I play. I just grabbed it, and I just started pressing buttons, and everything just made sense to me. Especially since, like, the attack button is good for either swinging your hammer or your sword or whatever. And then if you want to shoot, you just hold the other trigger, and there you go, you're in shooter mode, and I like that. What was the process in, like, developing, like, the controls? Because I know that a lot of developers really spend a lot of time focusing on that.
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, I think, you know, the basic inspiration behind the game was we really wanted to have two different characters that you played as. One was really big and one was really small. In the beginning, we kind of thought, you know, maybe you control one, maybe the other one's more of like an AI companion, and we kind of went down this different road, and ultimately what we decided is let's not complicate things. Let's split them up in a way where people understand there's a familiarity to it between ranged and melee, and let's make the controls as simple as we can. So it took some iterating, but ultimately that's what we came up with.
All right, I can see that. So tell us, what inspired you and your team to create a game like this? A frog that handles a mech suit and tries to deliver light to the universe and stuff.
Yeah, like I was saying, the biggest inspiration behind the game was we were really drawn to this idea of controlling two characters at once. And a huge sci-fi space nerd, so it had to be in a sci-fi setting. And those were kind of the two main pillars behind the game. We wanted to be like combat action based, and that's like the main inspiration behind the game. A ton from like a ton of different games that we really like, you know, that we're inspired by.
All right, I can see that. How much time have you and your team been spending on developing this game? So what were some of the challenges you had when creating it?
Oh, that's a great question. So we've spent, we started developing it in March of 2020, so I guess it's been about coming up on 3 years. There's a lot of different challenges, like making a multiplayer game always creates its own like unique challenges. We knew we wanted to have multiplayer co-op in the beginning, so that was something that was really important to us. We had never made a multiplayer game before, so that was, again, like a unique element that we had to figure out. Also, the ways that the levels work, it's like mixed of like handcrafted and also like proc gen on top of that. So that was a unique challenge, and we had to figure out a way where they were interesting, not too confusing, but also a lot of replayability on top of that. So that was another unique aspect that we had to figure out. Balancing, coming up with unique, you know, items to use, weapons. Like there's a plethora of unique challenges that we had to encounter.
All right, awesome. Now, here's the big question that I'm pretty sure that's on everyone's mind, especially the people watching at home. why did you guys choose a frog as your protagonist in this game?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think our first game had a dodo bird, another animal. I think there's something about having animals be the protagonist that there's like an approachability, and there's like, I think it also gives you a license to be a little bit more creative, where people don't have, like, you could kind of do whatever you want with the frog, versus if there's like a humanoid character, people might bring their own kind of like, their own ideas of what that character, where they come from, or their background, or you know what I mean? But a frog, like, I think it gives you a little more of a creative license to kind of like start with more of a blank slate and like kind of do what you want.
Okay, I see that. Awesome design, by the way. I just walked by and my brain just said, I need to play this. So, again, I think you guys made an amazing choice in choosing a frog. So, tell everyone where they can find your game, when they can find your game, and yeah, basically, when can they expect it?
Yeah, so we don't have an official release date like announced yet, but we're going to be making an announcement very soon, hopefully within the next couple months. Like I said, it's coming out on Xbox and PC, specifically the Epic Games Store, and you can follow us at Shoulders of G on Twitter. You can also go to playsog.com. All our socials are there, including our Discord.
Excellent. Well, thank you once again for speaking to us. Thank you for bringing this awesome, fun game, and I can't wait to play the full version. Thanks again.
Thanks so much.
All right. And thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more awesome content from Play NYC. We'll see you next time.